who responded with a sad head roll and sound. The woman felt understood. I was there with my graduate students and a group of nursing home attendants. Their mood was celebratory. We had gotten the woman to talk to a robot about something important, and somehow that seemed a success. Yet in that so-celebrated exchange, the robot was not listening to the woman, and we, the researchers, were standing around watching. We, who could have been there for her and empathized, were happy to be on the sidelines, cheering on a future where pretend empathy would be the new normal. I was distressed. So I approached my conversation with Morris, thinking that perhaps I could be in dialogue with her as a kind of respectful opposition. But as soon as we met, it became clear that this would not be our relationship at all. Our conversations about Paro were not about any simple notion of benefits. She understood my concerns, and we moved to this. Were there examples from my research where robots had opened up a dialogue? How could the presence of humans with the robots help this happen? What are the situations where a human-technology relationship is mediated by a human-human relationship that brings people closer to their human truth? In the end, the pretend empathy of sociable robots is not a place where I was or am comfortable. But these questions were right. And Morris's own work brought them to the foreground. I remember the first of her case studies that she discussed with me, where her presence had changed how a family experienced a social activity tracker. The story she shared represented here as family planets in Chapter 3. An older woman was using the tracker. Her concerned daughter was in on the results. On the surface, the family's use of the tracker was instrumental. Could feedback from the social activity tracker convince the mother that more social stimulation was good for her? In practice, the technology became a bridging device to open up a conversation between the daughter and her mother that the daughter did not know how to start alone. Now, with the app, the daughter found new words. The app had a display that showed her mother as a circle, an island that did not intersect with others. Now the daughter spoke of her mother's isolation as like being on an island when everyone else you've known and loved has died. These were thoughts that the technology gave her permission to articulate. And Morris's presence, too, gave the daughter courage. Through the tracker, the daughter and Morris, the daughter and the mother formed a bond. Through the tracker, the daughter felt empowered because she had a scientist on her side. Morris helped the daughter interpret an independent view of her mother's isolation. It was nothing to be ashamed of. It was not an accusation. But it was not healthful, and people were here to help. Here, the tracking technology was an evocative object for talking about feelings, an externalization, and its snapshot of the inner life facilitated new conversations. People are the empathy app, but technology can help them get more comfortable in that role. In 2005, Morris and I began a relationship that has never been about my being the opposition, even when we disagree. It is simply about conversation. Which technology opens it up? Which technology closes it down? The fact that a technology is evocative only means it has a potential that can cut both ways. Its holding power can be used to compel you to waste your time on social media that breaks down your sense of autonomy and pride in your own accomplishments, or it can suggest new framings and new ways of thinking. Which way it goes can be inflected by the design of the technology. Yet equally critical is the culture that is built around that technology. In the world that we need to build with technology, we don't need critics and enthusiasts. We need to wear down the wall between users and designers. For me, sharing responsibility for technology is the path toward a humane technology that supports us in the lives we want to live. Morris encourages this kind of thinking because she spent her professional lifetime paying attention to how people make technology their own in their own way. The stories in this book are the real conversations that happen between people and others.